Have you ever wondered if ancient texts hold secrets about our present and future? The Bible, a treasure trove of mysteries, offers more than just spiritual guidance. It presents prophecies that many believe are unfolding right before our eyes. Are you ready to dive into one of its most intriguing revelations? The dream of Nebuchadnezzar, a Babylonian king, unveils a prophetic vision that has puzzled scholars and theologians for centuries. This ancient narrative is not just a tale of old. It connects deeply to our modern world, perhaps more than we might assume. Let's explore how this ancient prophecy mirrors today's global landscape. Are these prophecies merely tales, or could they be blueprints of historical and future events? As we delve deeper, keep an open mind. The connections we uncover might surprise you. King Nebuchadnezzar II, who reigned over the Babylonian Empire from 605 to 562 BC, is a central figure in the Book of Daniel. His reign was marked by conquest and grandeur, but it was his mysterious dream that captured the biblical imagination. This dream, as recorded in Daniel 2, was so troubling that it left the king restless and desperate for answers. The Bible describes how Nebuchadnezzar summoned all his wise men, demanding not just the interpretation of the dream, but its recounting, a task that seemed impossible. The failure of his magicians, enchanters, and astrologers highlights a key theme: human limitation in divine revelation. It was Daniel, a young Hebrew captive, who finally revealed and interpreted the dream through divine wisdom. This story sets the stage for a profound exploration of divine prophecy. It emphasizes the idea that some knowledge, especially concerning the future, can only come from a higher power. Daniel's ability to recount and interpret the dream not only saved his life, but also positioned him as a pivotal prophetic figure. Nebuchadnezzar's dream featured a colossal statue, striking in form and material. The statue's head of pure gold, chest and arms of silver, belly and thighs of bronze, legs of iron, and feet partly of iron and partly of baked clay, represented a succession of empires. This vivid imagery has sparked countless interpretations over millennia. Daniel explained that each part of the statue symbolized different kingdoms, starting with Babylon as the head of gold. This interpretation lays a historical roadmap, suggesting that each material downgrade in the statue implies a decrease in the glory and stability of subsequent empires. The dream thus serves as a divine forecast, charting the rise and fall of great powers. The feet of the statue, mixed with iron and clay, symbolize a divided kingdom, weak and brittle. This part of the dream has been linked to various historical periods, but its full meaning remains a topic of debate and fascination. Could this represent modern nations, their strength undermined by internal divisions? The transition from ancient empires to modern ones brings us to the United States of America, often seen as a contemporary global superpower. Could America be represented in Nebuchadnezzar's prophetic vision, possibly as part of the statue's feet of iron mixed with clay? This analogy invites us to reflect on the nature of power and its impermanence. America, like the empires before it, has experienced immense growth and influence. However, the depiction of the statue's feet as a mix of strong iron and fragile clay could parallel America's current societal and political challenges. The strength of iron shows the country's military and economic power, while the brittleness of clay could reflect internal divisions and political strife. This interpretation is speculative, but it prompts a deeper examination of America's role in world history and its future trajectory. As we look at the U.S. through the lens of Nebuchadnezzar's dream, questions arise about sustainability, unity, and destiny. Is America destined to follow the same cycle of rise and decline as the empires represented in the dream? The implications of viewing America through the prism of Nebuchadnezzar's dream are profound. If America is indeed symbolized in the prophecy, it suggests a role that is powerful yet potentially fragile. This perspective can influence how we understand our place in the world and our future direction. Reflecting on this, we might consider how we, as a society, can address the vulnerabilities represented by the clay in the statue's feet? Are there ways to reinforce our societal structures to avoid the fate of the empires of old? This reflection is not just historical or prophetic, it's urgently practical. As we ponder America's role in this ancient prophecy, it also invites us to consider the moral and spiritual dimensions of leadership and power. What lessons can we learn from the past empires that might guide us in forging a more unified and resilient future? Now I turn the floor over to you. What do you think about the connection between Nebuchadnezzar's dream and America? Do you see the U.S. as part of this prophetic narrative, or do you think the dream's relevance remains locked in the past? Engage with us by sharing your insights and reflections. Whether you agree or disagree, your perspective is valuable. Let's delve into this discussion together, exploring the depths of historical prophecies and their implications for our modern world. Remember, the value of prophecy is not just in its predictions, but in the reflections and conversations it sparks among us today. What can we learn from these ancient texts that is applicable in our contemporary context? As we wrap up our exploration of Nebuchadnezzar's dream and its possible implications for America, we are reminded of the enduring power of ancient texts. These stories and visions, though millennia old, still have the capacity to provoke thought, dialogue, and introspection in the modern age. Whether you view America's role as prophetic or not, the discussion itself is a valuable exercise in understanding our world and our place within it. It challenges us to think critically about the paths we choose and the legacy we are likely to leave behind. In the end, prophecies like that of Nebuchadnezzar's dream serve as mirrors, reflecting our fears, our hopes, and our possibilities. They are not just relics of the past, but living, breathing ideas that continue to shape our collective imagination and future.